Welcome everyone to our few minutes together on the Parsha. This week we have the privilege of reading Parshas Metzorah, which concludes the bringing of the offering for the one who contacted this disease, which is, of course, as we mentioned last week, a physical manifestation of a spiritual malaise. The bringing of a korban is required for the one who was at one point ostracized out of the camp, and because of either the Lashon Hara, the person spoke, or because of the Gaiva, or as the Gemara in Erechin says, other transgressions of lack of midos. And when the person's coming back into the camp, the korban that he brings, of course, is shtei tziporim chayos tahoros, two pure-bred birds, and as Rashi comments, the birds are symbolic of the speech of chattering that went on for the person as he spoke, so to speak, the Lashon Hara. And then the Pasuk in Perik Yedalid, Pasuk Hey, says that you have to take this bird and slaughter it, El Klicheres Al Mayim Chayim. You have to slaughter it into a pottery vessel with Mayim Chayim inside. Mayim Chayim means living spring water. And of course, everything when it comes to these korbanos are very symbolic. And the Mefarshim ask the question, and they say, why is this the only korban that requires mayim chayim, living waters? There is no other korban that is brought that requires living waters. Why does the korban of the Metzorah require it? And amongst the Mefarshim that comment on this particular phenomenon, the Sichos Tzadikim mentions, you know what happened with this person? This person was ostracized from the camp. This person had to live badad yeshev, michutz lamachane. He had to live alone outside the camp. And the ordeal of living alone could bring one to a state of depression. The sin that one committed in hurting another human being and then feeling the effects of that hurt by being sent out the camp could bring the person to a sense of despair. And there is nothing worse in the Torah ideology than a person feeling despair. No matter how difficult the tasks at hand, no matter how upsetting the results of our actions may be, the one thing we never are to give into is to give into despair. We're a very positive people based on the teachings of the very positive Torah. And consequently, even this individual who contacted this dread manifestation of his own ineptitude in terms of keeping of the laws of the Torah, nevertheless, the Torah is telling him, do not despair. The korban you're going to bring has within it mayim chayim, the well springs of life. And all you need to do is drink from those waters of life. And of course, as everything is symbolic, the waters of life mean drinking from the Torah. You know, this can be related to so many things in our lives. Even just the cleaning for Pesach, you know, it can really get you down. There's so much to do. And even if you're planning on going away for Pesach, but we know the psychological ramifications of searching for the chametz, which teaches us to investigate ourselves, to hold up a mirror to ourselves, and to introspect and seek out those crumbs of inequality that we may possess, those mistakes. And unfortunately, sometimes we might get ourselves down, and that's not in keeping with the Torah. We're supposed to have mayim chayim and lift ourselves up. We're not supposed to turn to despair. And so the korban of the Metzorah gives us that fantastic idea and lesson, and it prepares us for the upcoming Yom Tov of Pesach, where we expend an awful amount of money, where we give up so much of our energies. And at the same time, what we're really trying to achieve is a positive approach to life, one in which perhaps there may be some crumbs of chametz that we need to jettison and get rid of. At the same time, we are not to despair. We are to look at life with a positive outlook. Mayim chayim, living waters, is what nourishes the Jewish people, even in the worst of times. And we Jews have seen many, many worst of times. Yet, the Torah gives us the confidence in knowing that we should not despair. We have to look positively upon it and utilize every moment for the opportunity to lift ourselves up and to forge ahead with the program of becoming better people, better Jews, more loyal to the Torah, closer with our families, better with our people, uniting all of Klal Yisrael for the bright, positive future that the Torah tells us is available to each of us. Have a truly wonderful Shabbos.